Hey, how's it going, guys? I'm Paradoxic, and welcome back to Supergirl. This time we're on Season 5, Episode 11, titled Back from the Future, Part 1. So this is going to be a two-parter. But the first one, the return episode from Crisis, we had the bottle episode, which saw memories restored to mostly everyone, like Alex, Brainy, Nia, Lena. I think she didn't have a memory restored per se, but her memory was never altered in the first place, because when Lex came back, he made a deal with the monitor that said her memory, like she would come out safe and sound from the crisis, but also that her memory wouldn't be, fucked with. So she remembered mostly everything. She remembered like the whole Supergirl dilemma she had going on with Kara and killing Lex and everything as well. So she remembered all of that stuff. But yeah, we had what do we have? We had alternate universe brainies kind of coming onto Earth Prime and just kind of glitching in and out of each other. Well, one of them was glitching in and out, but we had alternate universe brainies coming in and messing things up, and we had one of them having bottled up his Earth to save it from destruction against the crisis, but he wanted to release it out of pain of having lost that world and lost his people and them being stuck inside a bottle. So yeah, but then in the end, Supergirl managed to convince him to actually, just like let him just wait until a time when both Earths can coexist. Because I think the way the universe works now is that all the Earths have been merged into one, but it is still just one universe. The other DC TV shows exist as their own Earths and stuff, but this is there is no more multiverse. Pretty much all the Earths are gone. There is only one Earth now, and that is Earth Prime. So yeah, I think the question still stands as to whether or not like the Earths, like the population of the other Earths are still merged into one universe, or if they're all gone and it's just now like just one Earth and all the people of Earth 1 or something. But it's just Earth Prime now. It's just Earth Prime now. So that's that. We had the witch. We had that Brainiac 5 and the Witches of Rain, all traveling into the bottle so that they can actually wait alongside those other people and that other bottled up Earth, to actually wait until they can all coexist in one universe. So yeah, that was that. We had our Brainy went through a bit of a change. He removed his personality inhibitors that he had. We had a bit of backstory where his mother bottled up a snowy planet for him, but then his father took it away, and then seeing the pain that having lost that snowy planet caused him, he took off the inhibitors. He actually put the inhibitors on so that he wouldn't actually turn evil because of the pain. But our Brainy had to take off the inhibitors to help to help the other Brainy come up with the solution. So he took off the inhibitors, kind of went green and blonde haired instead, and he changed his whole appearance. But his mindset changed too, because he spoke to one of the other Brainies, played by Jesse's sister Megan Rath. We had her co-starring on the show for the first time. So she told him that in her timeline that she actually fought against Lex Luthor and she lost everything after fighting against Lex Luthor. So she said that the key is actually working with Lex to defeat Leviathan. Leviathan is still out and about in the shadows, but still out and about. So the key is to actually ally yourself with Lex Luthor and to defeat Leviathan. But in order to do that, you have to also cut off all of your connections to your friends and family, because they won't support you working with Lex, so you have to cut them off. And of course, the writers decided to, really showcase that kind of detoxing by having Brainy breaking up with Nia. He broke up with Nia, so I don't know exactly what kind of direction they're gonna go with this season, or go with for this particular story. But it's undoubtedly not a good one. But we will see exactly where that leads us. But speaking of Lex, we had Lex working with Lena. He put on like a truth seeker around his arm to have her kind of interrogate him and see if he was lying. And he did say that, he was pretty much honest for the most part. He did say that, he would betray her if at any point their partnership inconvenienced him, and he wouldn't kill anyone unless absolutely necessary, or unless he thought it was necessary. But he was willing to help her come up with a better no Cherry than what she came up with for Q Waves in the pre-crisis portion of the season. So yeah, so there's going to be a new partnership between Lex and Lena now. So, I mean, yeah, I think it's. I mean, even besides from Crisis, I think the Supergirl portion of this stuff is still looks to be going somewhat like on like a rocky road, like not necessarily downhill, but not necessarily uphill either. It's just going on like a rocky road. So we'll see how things actually go from here. But yeah, and the ending. So Brainy actually did go talk to Lex. To talk to him about his partnership with the DEO and everything, and then Lex did say that, you know, that they can all work together. And he gave him a mission. He gave Brainy the mission to track down the doppelganger of Winn. Winn is returning. I mean, he said a doppelganger, so I don't know. I doubt it's our Winn. I doubt it's. I mean, well, the episode is titled "Back from the Future," so that kind of, you know, kind of plays a little bit of mind trickery. But he did say a doppelganger slipped through. So, and then showed a picture of Winn, but it was a picture of Winn in jail. Last time I checked, Winn's never been in jail. Winn's never been imprisoned or broken the law or anything. He was framed by an ex-girlfriend, but he's never actually, you know, been in jail. So, don't know what that all means, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out all in due time. So yeah, that was the last episode. This episode, Back from the Future, Part 1. Let's go.
The name's Lex Luthor.
That's a weird name.
No weirder than Toy Man. That was your father's name, wasn't it?
Oh, he's Toy Man on another Earth. He actually went down that path. Okay.
Whatever you do,
did he just steal some DNA? I feel like he just picked up some like hair.
To survive well into...
Oh wow, an actual Lex Luthor action figure. Jesus.
There are so many.
Oh, come on. Whoa, what's that? What's that? Is that a Legion ship? Like a Legion pod. That's Winn from the future. That's our Winn. Is he wearing a mask?
Saving Sister Donald's. Everything. I will lose everything. My wife, my daughter.
He has a wife and daughter?
You have a wife and a kid?
He has a family?
Oh yes. It's
Aww.
Mary's gonna turn 2 in April.
Mary? Aww. He has stuff in the future. Aww.
I mean, we've got a face. Can we get an ID, Brainy?
No, don't give it to Brainy. Don't give it to Brainy. Don't give it to Brainy.
I'll go to the DEO and start cleaning up the image ID tracking.
Brainy can no longer be trusted. I'm sorry, but Brainy can no longer be trusted. No longer.
No. I do not want the Legion ship.
Anything Leviathan has asked you to do, we will figure it out together.
Well, this is a nice new path to go down. No more accusations of betrayal, just working together to take down the common enemy.
Andrea knows nothing. Seems on this Earth post-crisis, Leviathan hasn't activated her yet.
Wait, so was that all a play, or was she being serious? I was taking her so seriously. She taking playbooks out of Lex's manipulation script?
Yeah, you always give the best hugs, Papa Bear.
Okay, John, you gotta tell us.
Gang's back together again.
Well, in the wake of Crisis, Kara, Kal-El, Barry, Kate, we established a headquarters from which to fight crime.
Watchtower?
Hall of Justice.
I like that.
Hall of Justice and Watchtower?
Now owns the
Is this
DEO,
Christmas?
National City could use its own collective.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay.
And some nausea.
So, wait.
Oh, but let me tell you about the doppelgangers who came through a wormhole and
Really? He can time travel, but alternate universes are what makes him throw up? Really?
Director Danvers thought it would be safer to secure the ship at a government black site 3 miles south of the National City border. Thank you. And once I get there, how do I access what the ship...
He can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted.
Windshot's DNA from...
Guys?
Oh, there's a bounty. There's a bounty on
If he
him.
wins, I'm dead. 2126 anti-trolling legislations are in place around the world. Stop World War III.
Huh?
I should not have told you that. Oh.
I'll go sweep the city.
Anti-trolling stops World War III. Are you serious?
If you need me, just call.
Ah, they got little buttons. That's cool. It's really coming together. Justice League's really coming together.
We don't have to promote bloodshed for the sake of your bottom line.
Actually, According to your paycheck, yes.
Great, this is
William,
opening
be ready
of
in
season
an hour.
5
Kara.
Andrea all over again.
Get me that exclusive.
Winn, this is Nia. Hello.
Dreamer.
Nia.
Dreamer.
As in Nia Nall.
Yeah, Dreamer.
Yeah?
Great, bunch of greats. Granddaughter Nurinol is like one of my best friends and like the most kick-ass Legionnaire.
Great.
That's crazy. Tell me everything. Does she look like me?
Okay, wait. Let's save story time until after we catch the.
And spoiler alert too, but yeah.
Get out of my head, jerk.
Oh Jesus, turning into a leopard?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what?
I saw a tiger. A wildcat.
Ah, that's what she used to call him. Wildcat. Ugh. That can't help. That cannot help. Whoa, he's got a fire fist.
Is that dream energy?
Yeah.
Ah.
So Nur and I, we fashioned the ring's abilities after her and your powers.
Huh.
Never let anyone make you question your own worth. Okay.
I love this. I love this so much.
It's patented Nur nullify. She would kill me if I didn't give her credit.
That is great. That is really beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, Isla pushed for it. But if I'm being honest,
Could have been a middle
in
name.
the future, Kara isn't exactly what you would call an original name choice.
What are you talking about?
Parents naming their children after the legendary Kara's on it.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's a thing. That's a thing. Damn. Kara could have been a cool middle name though. Yeah, Mary, Kara, Shot Jr. Or Shot in general.
Being in your orbit, it's inspiring.
It is.
Oh,
It's great to see this actually. Their
Oh,
friendship
one of the
is just one of the highlights
Torment.
of this show as a whole.
He
So.
said that he's doing everything for his father.
Cube? Is that a companion cube?
Enhance.
Leviathan. Oh, info on Leviathan.
I know you.
Yeah, that's Ramakan.
How do I know you? Search for this woman.
And Gamemni. Ramakan and Gamemni, yeah. That's Winn, isn't it? Oh, that's Winn inside the thing. Oh, damn, okay. Is he playing Eye of the Tiger while sending wildcats after her? I can't help but bow along. I can't help. Oh, damn. Oh, yeah, use that dream energy. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just rip its head off. They're just robots. They don't have feelings. They're robots.
Toyman is eternal.
Oh, no. No. Oh, he's got a shield? He has a shield as well? Oh, crap. Don't let anyone die, Kara. Yeah, Nia, Alex. Who else? Andrea? No, oh, a little girl. Okay, there we go. Yeah, let the wildcats burn. Let the wildcats burn. You're good, right? He's good. Isla and Mary are back.
He's gone.
Yeah.
We should investigate Lex together. There's safety in numbers, and if we share information, we have a better chance of exposing him once and for all.
You mean we'd be like partners?
Exactly, yes. Who have each other's back.
So, do you want to take a look at the rest of my notes?
Oh gosh, I totally.
I thought they were working
totally
together.
decided to go.
Big day.
The biggest, it's game
Let's
night.
not rush into anything, okay? I thought, you know, working together. That's cool. That's cool. Let's not rush into anything.
Good at games.
One thing I didn't account for was Lex himself. He's chaos incarnate. He's
Exactly.
completely
Lex is
unpredictable.
untrustworthy. Everyone knows this, Brainy. You, of all people, should know
if I can
this.
Control him. I should hate you. But
He should, but he doesn't.
everything worked out, so I guess I don't.
Guess I think this is a one-time thing, though. He's allowing it because he knows how it turned out.
Q waves, as promised.
They do exist on this earth.
All I had to do was bring them to this time. Happy birthday, Christmas, and New Year.
Oh, so they're just in the future of this Earth. Okay. Huh, and it's game night. Oh, Jenga! Jenga! And she pulled out a good tower. She pulled out a good piece.
Oh, there's a girl. She's feeling better. But, like, for real this time.
A lot better than you at Jenga.
Oh, damn!
Wait, because this is my turn now.
Ready,
Okay.
set.
She's terrible. She's terrible.
Okay, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. No! Oh! No, William, that against the rules.
No!
We play that if it falls, we take a shot, so...
Laws of nature. If it falls, it falls. Yeah.
It does. To new friends. Welcome. And to old friends, may they always...
Yeah, I think Alex sees that too. I think Alex sees it too. Cheers. I still did it. Second out of sync. I still did it. I still did it.
Let's play to win!
So is there like an AI version of him now or something? Is that what that is? Is that like an AI version of him still living? But wow, okay, okay. That's how CW is playing it, huh? That's how CW is playing it. Okay, okay, I can dig that. I can dig that. So we had 2 wins. We had 2 wins. In this episode, we had a prisoner Winn, which was the alternate universe Winn from another Earth. That one was a drastically different Winn. A drastically different Winn. I think maybe he I think he had maybe like the same origins as our Winn, but he actually went down the path of Toyman, and he actually became the Toyman, followed up in his father's legacy. I think the Winn that we have and the Winn that was from the alternate universe, I think I think they're 2 different Winns in the sense that, you know, our Winn, he was strong enough and smart enough to not succumb to his fears of becoming his father, and to not succumb to any of that kind of lack of self belief or anything. Whereas the prisoner Winn, he kind of gave in to that fear, and he gave in to believing that he had to carry on his father's legacy. He went mad with it, he went crazy, and he followed in everything that his father did. So yeah, but that Winn, he was a pawn of sorts in Lex's plan, just I think tracking him down, getting him to, I think the key, he stole the DNA. We saw Lex stealing a piece of DNA off his shirt as he said bye to him. So I think that was, yeah, I think Lex is planning this. So he steals Winn's DNA, and then he supposedly actually gives it to the police as evidence, and then they chart it in. They manage to, you know, link him to the crimes of the Toyman. And then they managed to catch him. So then the Winn of it, like the DNA of the Winn of another Earth is still trackable to the Winn of our Earth. So then in the future, Winn actually gets placed, like gets charges placed on him under the crimes of the Toyman. So he, you know, figures out that this isn't him. He's never done this. This has to be someone else using his face to do this stuff. So he has to come back to the future, stop AU Winn actually killing Chester Dunholtz, and then save his future. So he, you know, he figures let Lex pins it on someone in the future so that they can come back with their technology, and then he can use future technology which should have Q waves in the future. Like, Lex's level of planning here is pretty much, I'd say it's on par with Reverse Flash levels of planning. Like, Reverse Flash, he manipulates the timeline, but with with Lex, he brings the future to him. He brings the future to him. Timeline manipulation is just one aspect of it. He wants what the future has, so that he can actually do his own stuff and help other people in the process, as ironic as that is. But yeah, Winn came back. I didn't know. I had a feeling because it said back from the future. So, you know, I think I was just kind of waiting to see if we would actually have our Winn back from the future, and it did work. Just as AU Winn fired off that bullet. Kara wasn't fast enough to stop it, but, you know, the Legion pod he had, the Legion ship, actually came flying in, hitting the bullet, and then he came out, and he has a new suit, and he has like a mask, and he has a Legion ring and everything. It's just, he's off the charts awesome. But yeah, and he has a family. he has a wife and a daughter, Isla and Mary. Isla and Mary shot. I presume it's shot. But he has a family in the 53rd century. He has a family in the 53rd century, so he is one hell of an ancestor for himself. But yeah, I think I always figured that would. I mean, I always figured that would be pretty complicated. Though. Like, you know, like you travel into the future and then you fall in love with someone else and then you start a family with them. So I mean, because like he's technically from another time. Like he's in 53rd century to stop one of the evil Brainiacs with Mon-El. That's the reason why they took him. Like Brainy figured out that one of Winn's designs would be used to kill off all AI in the future. So Winn had to go with Mon-El into the future to stop any of that from happening. But, you know, in the process, he becomes a Legionnaire as well. He's a Legion member. But he also has a family. So, you know, being like a man out of time from the past and into the future and, you know, meeting someone else and falling in love and all that stuff. Like, it's going to be complicated timeline-wise for sure. But, yeah, he's a dad. He's a father, and he's a husband, so that's really, really cool. And he has a new suit. He has like a Legion jacket and a mask, and he has a Legion ring too. He has his own ring. I think he made a good point that, you know, he has managed to make his mark as the only human member, as the only pure human member of the Legion. You know, his intellect and his kind of his knowledge and, you know, abilities with technology is why he's needed in the future. But he, in the process of doing so, he has proven himself a hero and worthy of the title of Legionnaire. So yeah, I'm super proud of him. So he has that. What else? So I think this episode, the welcome back party was really great. The welcome back party was really, really great. We had the Super Friends, the original Super Friends gang come back together, like, you know, Kara, Alex, Winn, and Jean as well. Jean singing the Papa Bear and Baby Bear, just mushing it out together. That was really cool. Just seeing Jean welcoming Winn back with such open arms. And Jean, my boy has been doing work. He has been busy with himself. So we have a Hall of Justice. I think Winn did call it a Hall of Justice in the future. So we have that, like the thing we saw at the end of Crisis. That is a thing. But Jean himself has been working. So in his PI office, there is a secret elevator that goes up to a tower, and we have the Watchtower. So I think predominantly the Watchtower does work with like the Justice League, and it is like a Batman thing. I think Oracle is the main person who runs it in the comics and stuff. But with this one, I think we did have a Watchtower and Oracle. In Crisis, we saw one of the other Earths, like the old Birds of Prey show, was brought back only to be wiped out and stuff. But this one, I think, is being run by Jean, and he's put this up. So I think what they're going to be doing is like just, you know, this is I think they have their individual superhero bases. They have Star Labs in Central City. They have the Arrow Bunker in Star City. They have the DEO, the DEO in National City. I think in Freeland. What do they have? I don't know. I mean, I've only just started season 2 of Black Lightning, so I don't know what they have besides from Gambi's lab. But even then, that's not really like a superhero meetup place. But now they have like yet another Justice League meetup spot. If something ever strikes National City and they need to meet up there, they can all meet at the Watchtower. But he's got a computer set up. He's got his own thing going on. I mean, we saw he was wearing his suit in Crisis, but without the green CGI stuff. So I think we're probably going to be seeing like less of the actual Martian Manhunter. But nevertheless, he does still have his own suit thing going on. He has like a jacket with the red X kind of design, so he's got that stuff. There's like a panel of like different league members, like a panel with all the buttons for all the heroes. So he said, you know, if you need me, just give me a call, just press one of those buttons. So he's got like a Martian, Black Lightning, Supers, Flash, and everything, like a panel for all of them. And again, I think it worked, like that definitely works. And now that they're all on Earth Prime, that definitely works out for the best. He's been working. He has been working. So it's all coming together. But yeah, that was cool. What else? But Winn returning, I think it goes without saying that Winn returning would also result in us kind of getting a few glimpses and mentions of what the future is like. I think John did give him the whole mind melding thing as well, and he felt very, very nauseous, to say the least. I think time travel was something he could handle. Time travel, we don't know that he didn't throw up in the future, so we can't say that for sure. But time travel, for the most part, he could handle, and then alternate universes and the multiverse and the crisis was what made him repeatedly throw up and stuff. So yeah, he handled it like a champ. But of course, Winn, being a Legionnaire, knowing the future Legion members, would actually serve well for Nia as well, her being the ancestor of a Legion member, him kind of seeing Nia being kind of bothered and in pain from like her failed dream sequence, and just like wanting to give her like a bit of a pep talk. And he is just such a father in that sense as well, like wanting to make sure she's okay, giving her words of encouragement. But what he says as well, so he has, given that he is the only human member as well, he has to like his Legion ring actually is what gives him like powers. Like him and Nora, not only are him and Nora best friends in the future, but Nora actually helped him actually fashion together a Legion ring with dream powers. He has dream energy from his powers. He can actually shoot dream blasts and stuff, and he even showed Nia some tricks when they were at the university, like him actually shooting something at one of the Wildcats and having it like teleported away or just destroyed or like caught in like a bubble of dream energy or something. So that was cool. But also just him giving Nia like a really good pep talk, making sure she knows how powerful she is. And that Nora would be really proud of her, and she just to never let anyone never let anyone make her question her self-worth either. Like, she is more powerful than she knows she is. She is stronger than she knows she is, and whatever dilemmas she's going through, she'll get through it. And all of that stuff. It was just really, really cool. It was really, really cool. And just seeing like them get together, like also because him and Nora are best friends. Like, the more Nora references we get, the more we know about what the future is like and what Nia is capable of. Because what Nia can do is eventually pass down onto Nora. Like it runs down that generation of Noltorians. So yeah, that was super duper cool. But yeah, I'm hoping I don't know if how long Winn's going to be staying around, but I do hope it's for a good enough amount of time. Obviously he has to get back to the future. He has a family, but he has a time machine. For all we know, he could. He has a time machine. He has a time machine, so he could literally go go into the future, and he could spend the rest of the season here. He could spend the rest of the season here, and then at the end of the season return back to his timeline again, and also just from their perspective, get back to the 53rd century 5 seconds after he left, or 5 minutes after he left. He wouldn't be gone long. So yeah, but it is just me saying I want to see more of Winn and the Super Friends back together, and also just Winn teaching Nia more of what she can do. He's worked with Nora. He's seen her in action, so he could actually unlock more cool. That could be the key, unlocking more and more cool abilities and tricks for the Nia. So making sure that eventually gets passed down to Nia, to Nora as well, stuff that her ancestor learns. The sooner she learns it, the more control she has over it. So then that's passed down onto Nora. So Nia is her great times a bunch of different greats grandmother. So damn. Okay. I feel like, if anything, I don't know if we're ever going to see the entire Legion. I would hope so. If we see the entire Legion, only Winn came back. Monel didn't come back, Imra didn't come back. We know there are other Legion members, Nora didn't come back. No one else came back. Even this was an emergency. This wasn't him being oh, it would be cool to see my friends again. This was him in an emergency after having his name framed with crime in the future. He had to come back to stop whoever was using his face to commit crimes from ruining his life. And he was with his family at the time as well. He said it was just after he had put Mary to bed, and then the time police came knocking on his door and said that he was actually under arrest for killing Chester Dunholt, but it wasn't him that did it, so he had to quickly solve that stuff. But then the kind of more fortuitous thing was actually him being able to see his friends again and actually having that nice, sweet reunion and seeing how far he's come as well in the future. So it's so good. It's so gold. But yeah, if it, like, you know, assuming he does stick around for good enough, I would like to see him and Nia training together, him teaching her more, like, dream energy tricks, and him giving her more kind of, like, mental preparation for stuff, and giving her more kind of secrets that are non-spoilery, but still helps reinforce her own, kind of, like, sense of strength, and, you know, like, reinforces herself as a dreamer, so that, you know, future generations of dreamers can, you know, be born, you know, like, as strong as she is. So yeah, that was super duper cool. What else? And like, also, like, just like I think the one of the things he struck out to me, like, one of the things that struck out to me, like, that scene where they were reading the comments of Toyman's live stream, and they came up with, like, you know, like, it's the obvious thing, like, you know, anonymity makes people feel strong. They can say whatever they want without consequences. They can do whatever, say whatever. So, you know, he said, and then he said, like, I think the anti-trolling legislation. So not only, okay, the anti-trolling legislation gets put into place, but not only is that a thing, the anti-trolling thing is that not only is that a thing, but it prevents World War III. So, for one thing, that prevents World War III, but for another thing, it means that trolling is one of the things that causes World War III in the first place. Like, that blows my mind, because when you think of trolling, you think of, like, you know, like, just random people, you know, random people throwing death threats and stuff at you online without fear of repercussion, as trolls do. You don't think of trolling starting a war unless someone trolls the President of the United States, or if someone, you know, threatens to nuke an entire country, and then the FBI catches onto them. Like, you generally don't think of trolling as the cause for World War III. But apparently the anti-trolling legislation is a thing that exists, and it also helps to prevent World War III. So yeah, forget nukes and war. It's about people online insulting you now. Or stopping those people from insulting you that actually prevents World War III. So that's interesting, to say the least. But that was cool. Brainy. Okay, so Brainy is very much kind of sending my mind into a bit of a kerfuffle, because I'm thinking that, you know, oh, he's not to be trusted, because I think for one thing, he has confirmed, like, he confirmed to Lena that with his personality inhibitors removed, he thinks only on logic now. He doesn't think on emotion anymore. He thinks only on logic. So then that enables him to actually be able to trust Lex Luthor a lot more. It enables him to think smarter about working with Lex. So it's like, I mean, and it makes sense. With his personality inhibitors, he never would have agreed to working with Lex. But with them removed, he actually thinks about the statistics of actually saving people and saving the world a lot more, even if Lex is untrustworthy, which he undoubtedly is. But yeah, this new Brainy, he's not to be trusted. Like, he worked with Lex to be able to frame Winn. He found Winn. He crashed that prison bus and got Winn over to Lex, and Lex was able to you know, grab the DNA chunk off of him. So he was the one who helped Lex ruin Winn's life in the first place, like he said, and he was spotted at the expo. At the ToyCon thing, even. So yeah, but this new Brainy, he's like just and he barely has any he barely has any reaction, if at all, to actually, you know, having broken up with Nia. I mean, you know, Winn did say he was in pain. He was in pain. I think, you know, he was in pain seeing Nia about to get attacked by the Wildcats back at the university. So that look is the look of someone who's afraid of losing someone they love. Winn said himself that was the look he had about, you know, losing his family in the future. So Winn recognized it almost immediately. But Brainy, I think with Brainy, it's the fact that, you know, he, having removed those inhibitors, doesn't mean he's forgotten everything. He still remembers how he felt before. He still remembers who he was before. He remembers how much emotion he was allowed to process, and he was able to process in before he removed them. So I think that side of him, that part of him, is still sticking around. He has those memories, and he's able to process those memories with the emotions intact. So I think it's that, like, remembering how he was connected to Nia. That connection is still there. He still cares about he still cares about these people. He doesn't want to see them die, which is why he's trying to work with Lex to save the future. from Leviathan. So, you know, it's a tough thing, but I think he's still just he can't be fully trusted. He cannot be fully trusted. Like the fact that he's working with Lex alone and that he went out of his way to actually frame Winn. I mean, he said he did the calculations anyway, and he went like, you know, it wouldn't have been hard. But I think it's the fact that, you know, that reveal went down the way it did. He did that reveal. He revealed that info to Winn after everything had gone down and when everything was confirmed to be safe in the future. Had someone clocked him, had someone actually, you know, uncovered his secret before they managed to stop Lex, or like before they managed to stop the Wildcats, before they got to the university, had that information been uncovered then, the tension would have been thrown way off balance and stuff would have been, you know, thrown awry, and it would have been a much harder job actually trying to stop Toyman, knowing that, you know, it was because, like, partly because of Brainy that he was able to do this stuff. So yeah, but because he revealed it once everything went down, it was a lot easier to justify it using his kind of logic and his calculations of the statistics and whatnot. So, you know, it makes it a lot easier for him to actually be able to apologize, knowing that everything went down well anyway. But, you know, even then he was, you know, part of the reason the problem happened in the first place. So it's kind of a tricky situation there, but I think, yeah, if anything, it proved that this Brainy is not to be fully trusted, and Winn isn't going to tell anyone. I think also that's the reason why Winn isn't going to tell them, because, you know, things went well. So, you know, Brainy did not do this out of pure malice. He wasn't trying to hurt anyone. He is literally just trying to help take down Leviathan, and he's been told, and he's thought through it, and in his conclusion, in his own mind, working with Lex is the way to do that. So, you know, because things turned out well, I think Winn is gonna let this kind of off the slide, and he knows that Brainy means no harm with or without his inhibitors, so he's not gonna tell anyone or like out him, like in that sense. But I think maybe deep down he does still kind of like hold some kind of pain of knowing that, you know, like his oldest friend took that risk, knowing how much like he didn't. I don't think he knew that, like, Winn had a family, because I think Winn, going forth, is, like, Winn was never even meant to be in the future, like, it's because the timeline changed and his design helps to wipe out all AI that Winn was needed, so that he goes forward in time, and helps fight back against Brainiac's cousin. So that's, like, a shift in the timeline that, you know, like, his design caused, and he had to go forth and be the hero that the 53rd century needed. So, yeah, but I think whether or not he had a family or any kind of life like that, Brainy didn't really know. But I think he still kind of like figured that, you know, like, I'm taking all of the probability and stuff into consideration. You know, the chances of him actually being hurt or anyone he loves being hurt is extremely low. So it could work. But then what he didn't take into account was that Lex Luthor is a liar and he's a madman. So that is something that anyone working with Lex should take into account at all times. Like, even just being... It's something that you should take into consideration even when just in his presence. Even just talking to him, having small talk with him, it's something that you should take into consideration, because even small talk for him is a chance for him to extract some kind of information from you. But Lex needed the Legion ship. He needed the cube, the memory cube that they had, like to use it, the Q waves from that. Like, he told Lena to think about what she wanted. She wanted a beach. The cube read her mind, he read her memories, and used those Q waves to transmit that image of the thing. So yeah, so she now has Q waves. She has Q waves, so No Chere can go forth now. She's no longer back at square one, and she was back at square one originally because the new universe shifted the way that Q waves worked. So to their knowledge, there was nowhere else to find Q waves or anything. I think Malefic is probably still on Mars. I don't know if that changed, like if he ever actually even came down to Earth or anything like that. So whatever happened there, like she still just lost out on a supply of Q waves. So now the memory cube is her best shot at actually executing No Chere. But yeah, so that was that new Brainy. I don't think he's to be fully trusted. Not to be fully trusted just yet. But he is in pain. He does still remember what he felt before. He is still in pain somewhat. So that's that. William and Kara. William and Kara. Okay. So I don't know what to say about this, because I am. I support Supercore. I think I've mentioned that before. I am an avid supporter of Supercore, and I'm not. I mean, I'm not the kind of. I mean, I condemn. I do not support the fans who like harass the actors or anything like that. I think I've heard stories of like the actors being harassed because they don't follow the ships or anything like that. That stuff is just stupid. And wherever they're going with this, I will watch along and see where it goes. I'm not completely throwing this out of the water, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I'm not saying they shouldn't be together because of Supercore. Like, that's just childish. But I'm saying I mean, me personally, I've yet to see what they have together besides from like a collaborative partnership. Like they are journalists, they work together in that sense. I've never even gotten the slightest hint of romance between them, or anything even like platonically romantic. Is that even a thing? Platonic romance? I don't know. But it seems like even now, like, I mean, them proposing a partnership now, Kara proposing a partnership, that makes sense. They can work together, she can keep him safe, that kind of stuff. But then that little look they shared while looking at the pictures, like, where did that come from? Where did that come from? Like, that seemed out of place. That seemed out of place. And even at game night, when Kara was toasting to new friends and she was giving, and then she like, you know, she was making the heart eyes at William, then even Alex spotted out, like, Kara, like, what's with those heart eyes? And then that overly passionate toast to new friendships and stuff like that. Stuff seems out of place. That stuff seems like they're just throwing it in, being like, great, so Kara potentially gets a new love interest, see how it goes. Like, that stuff doesn't make sense to me. Like, so far, we've had nothing but a partnership and, like, you know, like a, you know, I mean, they started off with William being a jerk to her, and then he justified that, saying, oh, that was just a cover to stop anyone getting too close to him, because he was investigating a potential criminal family and stuff. He was investigating the Rojases, so he had to put on, like, the whole jerky act to stop anyone getting too close to him. And then Kara discovered the truth, and then they actually started to work together and stuff. That made sense. They were friends. Now, they are friends again, except they're both investigating Lex Luthor. But then, why, like how and why does the romance come into this stuff? Like, I don't get that. Like, like, I mean, it could have just as easily been them just looking at the pictures and being like, okay, so we get that, you know, Lex is doing some suspicious stuff. Okay, so we'll carry on this investigation at the next best opportunity. Great. And then she invites him to game night. Cool. But that little kind of like that, like, it was like an actual proper, it wasn't even like a sideways glance and then, you know, just turn back into all flustered up, blushing and stuff. It was an actual, like, proper, like, 5-10 second glance where they look at each other's eyes and Kara was scanning his face and everything. Like, that stuff. I mean, I sound overly analytical when I put it like that, but at the same time, that's how it was done. And that just feels out of place. That feels out of place. So I don't know where to go with that. And then again, game night, like her being like, to new friendships, especially William, because William's here and he's my friend. And did I mention William's here? Like, yeah, I'm gonna watch along. I'm not gonna start complaining or, you know, do anything. Staz is a great actor. He's been pulling off William great, and I'm starting to enjoy his character. He seems like a genuine journalist, and I mean, he is a genuine journalist, and he is trying to get his job done, and he's trying to, in this new timeline, Lex killed Russell. Like Lex was the one who wanted into the biomechanics thing, and when Russell backed out, he killed him after he said no. So because of that, he wants to avenge his friend's death and, you know, get justice for it. So that makes sense. I'll spoil him for that. No oppositions to Kara and William working together as journalists, getting together, putting two minds into one, and getting the story out there and actually unveiling Lex for the dirty killer that he really is. That stuff, I get it. But a romance like this, like, no. Like, I mean, look, a Supergirl of all shows has enough problems with queer baiting. You do not need to throw another romance in there. Like, this it's just like, I don't even know how to actually even say this anymore. It's just, I don't know. This is something that's likely going to fizzle out. It's likely going to fizzle. It hasn't even started anything, and I'm already getting the vibe that it's going to fizzle out, and, you know, it's just not going to work out between them. Or maybe it is, and then in the end, he's going to fuck up with something, and then she's going to figure it out, and then it's just going to be a Mon-El case all over again. We all know how Mon-El went. We all know how Caramel, as it's called, went. So this one, I don't know what they're going to call it, like Williara. I don't know. I don't know why I'm bothering to come up with ship names for this. But yeah, like a romance between them, I don't really see it. I think having it happen right now is out of place. Had they built it up, maybe it would make sense. But this right now, those glances and those things, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But I will watch along. I'll see how it goes, and I'll make my actual hard-hitting conclusion at that point. But right now, it just, I don't know, it just feels out of place. It feels out of place, so... Yeah, but William and Kara, that's a partnership is definitely happening between them. They're both investigating Lex together, so that's happening. But yeah, I think game night they played Jenga. And yeah, so yeah, game night. I think that was fun to see. It was fun to see the gang back together. I think Brainy wasn't there. No, Jean was Jean. I mean, let me go back and check. I think Kara, Nia, Alex and Kelly were there. Jean was there. Okay, but yeah, William was at game night. Yeah. Yeah, and Alex sees that. Yeah, like not just that mention. Like the way she looks at William when she says that, like, to new friends. Like, like not literally batting her eyelids, but still kind of just emphasizing that they have a new friend joining the group, a friend. But yeah, however they pull this off, I will go forth and see how it gets written down and what exactly happens. But yeah, I'm just saying, from what I'm hearing, queerbaiting is already an issue. Queerbaiting is already an issue in this show. So, throwing another straight romance into this is probably not the best route to go down, but I'm sure the writers know what they're doing. But yeah, Lena as well. She's going forth with her Q-Wave stuff. I think I don't know if I mean season 4 pretty much, and first half of season 5 they have some they have relationship dynamic stuff going on with Kara and Lena that fans very, very easily see through and see is happening, stuff that needs resolving and stuff that the stuff that the writers need to work on and bring to some clear fruition here. And then post-crisis, they throw Kara in with another dude. So, yeah, okay, we'll see how it goes. But Lena, I think because of this, I think they're just using William and Kara as an excuse to like not throw anything else between Kara and Lena, and also just to have Lena moving forward with her Q-Wave thing with Lex. Like now I think they're using this like Lena is now working with Lex, and Kara cannot very easily persuade her to not work with Lex for this. So that instead they're just kind of like pairing her up with someone else and actually seeing how it goes from there on. So again, probably not going to work out for the best. Probably not. I think I'm getting like the way this is going to end. I'm getting like Kara and Mon-El vibes. Like William's probably going to end up doing or saying something, and it's just going to go wrong. And I don't know. It just feels like it's not really going to last. Feels like I'm not gonna lie. It's like they're throwing him in. I mean, they started him off like even his story. It started off him being there just to avenge his best friend. Like, not saying he can't have feelings for her or he can't have feelings for someone else, but it's like I don't know. It feels like the writers are worried that if they pair up, if they spend the rest of the season pairing Lex up with Lena, then Kara's gonna be lonely or something. But no, like Kara has like this entire season, Kara has been fighting for Lena. She has been fighting for Lena, pairing her up with someone like she's not gonna get lonely just because Lex is working with Lena. Like it's not like Lex and Lena are bound at the hips. They can't leave each other. Like Lena still has her own company to run. She still has her own stuff to do. The Q-Waves are a side project for her pretty much, and Lex is helping her with it. But Kara would still happily fight for Lena. Like she would still happily fight for their friendship to be reborn and for that connection to be reforged. She has been fighting it before Crisis, but now suddenly after Crisis, just because she's working with Lex, they think that, oh no, Kara's going to be lonely and she's not going to try and fight for her anymore, so let's just pair her up with someone else. But no, but I don't know. Let's just see how the writers can think to get themselves out of this one. But Winn is going to be around for a while, so I mean, Winn, I think he's got plenty of spoilers from the future. I think he even said, like, naming Kara is not Kara is not an original name in the future. Kara is not an original name. Like, he said there are plenty of parents in the future, in the 53rd century, who name their kids after Kara as well. So Kara, not only is she a superhero, but she is also a common name choice. So, I feel like that's like one of the spoilers she can have from the future. But I think he should, or he maybe does know like how their futures actually end up. Because if it's the 53rd century, Kara is pretty much like she's not even human, so she can age much slower than humans. But Alex, I feel like she's most likely gone. She's very likely, lived her life and moved on and passed away peacefully. But I feel like there are other tidbits he can do, like other things about their future that he can tell them. Maybe just kind of like subliminal messaging, or like kind of subtlety, or just throwing out hints here and there, like, oh, maybe you could do this, maybe you should avoid that, maybe you could do this. But he's not going to throw stuff out there just to try and manipulate it. But I mean, he knows how the future turns out, so I think if they're keeping him around, there is a chance that he could actually stick behind to make sure certain things do happen. Knowing how the future turns out for him, he knows how the future should happen and how stuff does happen in his time. So keeping him behind could give them a good enough opportunity to actually, be like, oh, okay, guys, we need to stop this person because in the future they're in jail. So if they're allowed to roam free now, like with Toyman, if they're allowed to roam free now, things go very, very bad for everyone. Or just telling people what to giving people advice based on what he knows. I feel like that kind of stuff, like a non-spoilery thing that just influences people and allows the future to flow correctly, is something that could definitely be allowed. So, and he's got prescription glasses too, so that's cool. That's just a little detail I remembered. But yeah, I think it's great to have Winn back. It's great to have Winn back, and back with the Super Friends, and back to have that gang back together. Great to have that gang back together. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. Looking forward to seeing how part 2 goes on. This is a two-parter, so part 1, I think, well, given that it's a two-parter, I feel like he's not going to be around after the next episode. I think two-parter, I feel like maybe something's going to happen that draws him back to the future again. Maybe something else pops up, maybe an event pops up, maybe the Legion calls him back because they need his help. So no, maybe we don't get Winn back for the rest of the season. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see how things go. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have from this episode. Great episode. Great to see Winn back. Great to see everyone having fun and saving the future, and saving Winn's future as well. So yeah, that was Supergirl season 5 episode 11, titled Back from the Future part 1. Maybe part 2 will be Back to the Future, but we'll see. But yeah, that is it. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed it, then salt and burn that like button. Comment what you thought of the episode and what you think of everything that happened and what you think might happen next. And yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys next time.